and welcome to First Chapter Friday. If you are one of my students, congratulations on making it back the week after spring break. It's always really hard to get back into the swing of things after having a week off, but you made it to Friday, and now we got our weekend. So, it's First Chapter Friday. It's after the first Friday after the end of spring break. So I figured I'd throw you guys a funny book. As far as I know, it's a funny book. I've heard really, really good things about this book. I haven't read it myself yet, but we're gonna read the first chapter. So this book is Toad Rage, and it is by Morris Gleitzman. Okay, let's read the summary on the back so we know what we're getting into. Toad Rage. Limpy's family reckons humans don't hate cane toads, but Limpy knows otherwise. He spotted the signs, the cross looks, the unkind comments, the way they squash cane toads with their cars. Limpy is desperate to save his family from being run over and ending up as placemats. Somehow he must make humans see how nice cane toads really are. This is the epic story of a slightly squashed young cane toad's quest for the truth. Okay, so this is a book that's in the point of view of a frog. This was one of our Battle of the Books books last year. It was very popular. So here we go. Chapter 1. Uncle Bart, said Limpy, why do humans hate us? Uncle Bart looked down at Limpy and smiled fondly. Stack me, Limpy, he chuckled. You are an idiot. Limpy felt his warts prickle with indignation as Uncle Bart hopped onto the road after a bull ant. No wonder I've never heard any other cane toad ask that question, thought Limpy, if that's the reply you get. Limpy was glad the grass at the end of the highway was taller than he was. At least the millions of insects flying around the railway crossing light couldn't see who Uncle Bart was calling an idiot. Humans don't hate us, Uncle Bart was saying, his mouth full of bull ant and grasshopper. What are you on about? Stack me with some dopey ideas you youngsters come up with. Limpy waited patiently for Uncle Bart to finish. Uncle Bart was his fattest uncle and his bossiest. When Uncle Bart had a point to make, he liked to keep on making it until you gave in and looked convinced. Tonight, though, Limpy didn't give in. He didn't have to. While Uncle Bart was getting his mucus in a knot about how humans definitely don't hate cane toads, a truck came roaring round the corner in a blaze of lights, straightened up, rumpled through the railway crossing, swerved across the road straight at Uncle Bart, and drove over him. Limpy trembled in the grass while the truck thundered past in a cloud of diesel fumes and flying grit. Then he hopped onto the road and looked down at what was left of Uncle Bart. The light overhead was very bright because it had a whole railway crossing, that's like a tongue twister, railway crossing, to illuminate, and Limpy was able to see very clearly that Uncle Bart wasn't his fattest uncle anymore. Flattest, more like, he thought sadly. See, he said quietly to Uncle Bart, that's what I'm on about. Har, 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 chortled the nearby grasshopper. Your uncle's a placemat, serves him right. Limpy ignored the grasshopper and turned to watch the truck speeding away into the darkness. From the movement of its taillights, he could tell it was weaving from side to side. Each time it weaved, he heard the distant pop of another relative being run over. Yay, shouted the grasshopper. More placemats. Limpy sighed. He decided not to eat the grasshopper. Mom was always warning him he'd get a bellyache if he ate when he was upset or angry. To take his mind off Uncle Bart, Limpy crossed the road to have a look at Uncle Rolly. Uncle Rolly was extremely flat too, but at least he was smiling. Which is what you'd expect, thought Limpy sadly, from your kindest uncle, even when he had been dead for 2 nights. Limpy reached forward and gently prodded Uncle Rolly. He was dying stiff, dry and stiff. The hot Queensland sun had done its job. Limpy remembered how Uncle Rolly had never been dry and stiff when he was alive. He'd always had a warm smile for everyone, even the family of holidaymakers 2 evenings ago, who'd purposefully aimed their car straight for him down the wrong side of the road. Oh, Uncle Rolly, whispered Limpy, couldn't you see that way? Couldn't see the way they were looking at you? Limpy shuddered as he remembered the scary expressions on the holidaymakers' faces. It was exactly the same look of hatred that had been on the face of the truck driver who tried to kill Limpy when he was little. I was lucky, thought Limpy sadly. When it happened to me, I'd only just finished being a tadpole. I had a pair of brand new legs and I could hop almost completely out of the way. I only got one leg a bit squashed. Poor Uncle Rolly was completely flat before he knew what hit him. Limpy felt his crooked leg start to ache, as it often did when he was sad and stressed. He gazed down at Uncle Rolly's very wide smile and felt his throat sac start to wobble. Why? Why would a carload of humans purposefully kill an uncle who had such a good heart that he was still smiling 2 nights after being run over by a station wagon and caravan? I don't get it, thought Limpy. I can understand why grasshoppers and other insects don't like us. It's because we eat them. But we don't eat humans. We can't even fit them into our mouths. Why do they hate us? Limpy felt his warts tingle with determination. One day, he thought, I'll go to a human place and find out why and try to do something about it, even if I end up dry and stiff and flat myself. The thought made him feel weak and sick. Time to go home, Uncle Rolly, he said. Limpy picked Uncle Rolly up, heaved him onto his shoulders, and hopped slowly back down across the road to Uncle Bart. Bye, Uncle Bart, said Limpy to the damp layer of pressed skin and flat warts on the tarmac. I'll be back for you when you've dried out. He wondered if he found the courage to visit the humans before he saw Uncle Bart again. I need to get braver, he thought, but how? Rack off, placemat, yelled the grasshopper. Ignoring all the thoughts of a bellyache, Limpy ate him. Practice, thought Limpy as he chewed. That's how. Okay, that sounds very weird. This sounds like a very weird book. But, yeah, so that is the first chapter of Toad Rage. I apologize for my bad reading because it's been a while since I've read something aloud. But yeah, so that is the first chapter of Toad Rage. If this seems like a book you'd want to jump into, ha ha ha, jump, frog, ha, then definitely check it out. That's all I got. Have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday with another video. Bye!